For me, one of the biggest things that made me go harder was Kevin Samuels blowing up. And then you see a person like Samuels blow up. I'm like, where's the counterbalance?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it's got to be me. His core guiding principle was anti-blackness.
What kind of man you looking for, girl?
A provider mentally, physically, and financially.
Where are all of the men who want to be stepdads? My kids need a father.
So is he paying your bills and his bills, or this is when y'all get together pay bills?
When we're married, yeah.
Okay, so you don't want to pay no bills?
No, I don't.
Men used to be men. It takes a real man to be a stepdad.
What is your money? Are you gonna still be working?
Yeah.
What you gonna do with your money that you get from your
It's
job?
my money. I'm going to do whatever I do with it.
If you're not ready to pay my bills and raise my kid, then step off, Dusty Brokey.
Should he make a certain amount of money?
$250,000.
$250K. Your child's father made that?
What does this have to do with anything?
But now, automation and computers and everything, they don't need the surplus. And the thing is, people are living too high on the hog, too much, we want too much, and that's the problem. We're living beyond our means globally.
The high unemployment rate for black workers?
It is traditionally higher than for all workers.
Well, listen, it's through the roof right now. There's hundreds of thousands of black workers that have been pushed out of the workforce, and the unemployment rates for black workers and all workers are among the highest they've been since the COVID-19 pandemic.
That's why when we have this global recorrection, people on the street, they're going to be there. Ladies, you're going to be on the street too. There's no place for you. There's no place for you and her and her and her and her and her.
Black workers contribute over $1 trillion to the U.S. economy, but the push out of these workers from the workforce has led to a loss of $37 billion in the GDP, with black women being among, just so y'all know, the most educated.
So either you're going to have a platonic marriage, live with a bunch of women, or maybe, just maybe, you may decide to figure out how you can actually interact and get along with a man.
With black women being among, just so y'all know, the most educated and most active in seeking work, their push out is a glaring warning sign for where our economy is headed, because black workers, black women in particular, have always been the canaries in the coal mine. So this is a problem for everyone. Black women are bearing the brunt, but everyone will feel this hurt.
And I need you ladies to really get your mind around this. This is not short term. This is not doom and gloom. This has been forecasted, discussed for years.
The game Ikari Warriors had a very simple premise. You're Rambo. It's you against essentially everybody. Anything coming from the top or side of the screen was against you. And you and the quarters in your pocket were basically what was going to help you, or should I say you as Rambo, succeed. Be it helicopters, tanks, squadrons of guys, whatever. And it really was a kind of testament to the idea that if you had enough nerve, enough gall, and enough quarters, you could defeat anybody coming from the top of that screen. You were essentially the good guy. And it made you feel like it. Of course, we're long removed from the time where we could go to our local arcade and dump quarters into the Ikari Warriors machine. But we do have a new breed of quote-unquote warriors today that I like to call gynocracy warriors or gynocracy warriors. And they sound like this.
Here's 3 things I don't think you should be doing as a grown-ass man. Let's get right into it. Number 1 is having an apartment. Just buy a house. When I hear a guy say, I'm going to my apartment, all I hear is I'm broke and I can't afford to put my family in a cozy home where they belong. Lock in.
No woman should quit her job to be a stay-at-home mom unless her husband is willing to put money aside for her retirement.
Number 2 is going on vacation. Vacation is for girls. Go back to work. Ask for extra hours. Only way you need to go on vacation is if you're bringing your wife and your kids, and you're just there to carry luggage and pay for dinner.
There's more life behind me than there is in front of me, so I've decided to be a hoe.
Number 3 is sitting on the patio at a restaurant. Just eat inside like a real man. Why the f do you want to enjoy the scenery like you're a goddamn chick? Lock in.
This gentleman is what I call a gynocracy warrior. He's not looking to have an honest conversation with black men about the actual state of things on the ground. He doesn't want to acknowledge the fact that more black men don't have children than do. And the overwhelming majority of black men either have no children or one child or maybe even two children, and they are taking care of those children. Instead, he wants to focus on carrying water for the young ladies that are looking for the cleanup guy, the guy that's going to come and kind of fix things after they've had their fun and had their children, and they're looking for a stepdad. Of course, many of us in this space understand the folly of that, but there are many men out there still that are listening to guys like him and saying, you know, maybe that's my job. I am supposed to be a stepdad. It's a good thing that the message is getting out, but still, these kinds of gynocracy warriors are looking to recruit men to come and essentially be fodder for the young ladies who essentially enjoy the first part of their life, and now they're just looking for a soft place to land.
And here's a secret that many guys don't know, especially in today's day and age, is that women love nice guys. I'd say by our late 20s, early 30s is the point in our lives when we're just exhausted by the jerks and we have no time in our lives anymore for them. So we really start looking for men who we know will be great long-term partners, aka nice guys, right? And that's you. And that's you.
I'm supposed to settle for a regular type dude.
How tall are you?
I am 5'3".
Dress size?
10.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
157.
For me, one of the biggest things that made me go harder was Kevin Samuels blowing up.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was kind of.
I think that's when all the gears. That's when all the gears started turning.
Right when Bro passed away.
All the gears started turning.
That was like, I was like, no, I can't. This is crazy. And
I want to provide a disclaimer here because generally speaking, in my videos, I try to edit out most of certain types of language because I want to make my videos as PG as I possibly can. But these are gentlemen speaking about saving the black community, and this is the way they choose to talk on open air. So all of that said, I think it's just better for you to be able to hear them speak in their own words and see how they demonize the gentleman that was trying to bring black families together.
Oh, so that was kind of.
I think that's when all the gears. That's when all the gears started turning.
Right when Bro passed away.
All the gears started turning.
I was like, no, I can't. This is crazy. And I had homies. I had like people I went to school with that were like becoming Kevin Samuelites going into their 40s. I'm like, you too old.
Yeah, 40s is that's you know that's how the shit was.
Yeah, it did take a hold, like,
because he was like he was like almost in the forefront of the red pill movement.
Oh yeah,
like
I wouldn't call him the forefront, but he's the black manosphere is actually older than the red pill, believe it or not. That started like late 2010. I'm sorry, late 2000s. Like I said, when black feminists got there first, you know, don't nothing attract the worst in the world like a black feminist. Everything they doing, right?
You can't get to a quote unquote feminist consciousness if you're not willing to take ownership as a man and understand that we are beneficiaries of privilege and power. And that includes black males.
Absolutely, and that is has been one of our hardest things to teach and that's why I'm a little bit suspicious of all the focus on black males right now and racism in terms of its obscuring of gendered power that black men hold.
That's right.
And the fact that it makes people feel like, well, you know, you're not caring about the brother if you start talking about.
That's BS.
Yeah, the patriarchal. You know, what's up with that?
Here we have one of the first attacks that's essentially saying that if black men take issue with any of the narratives that are being spun by black feminists, then that is a black men problem. Essentially saying that black women are going to be more oppressed no matter what the case, no matter what your experience, no matter what the statistics say. And if you have a problem with that, that's because you're a patriarchal black man who is using his dominance, if you will, to oppress black women. And if that's not your particular experience, then essentially you're not allowed to disagree with this argument. Thus, the name calling.
You know, don't nothing attract the worst in the world like a black feminist.
Everything
they doing, they
right
post about it. Right. And so they followed that movement, and that like they were there like simmering below the surface for a long time. So Samuel's, the irony was a reject of the manosphere because they thought he was kind of effeminate. And he dressed funny. He was also like not good at talking. Because early content is embarrassing.
Yeah.
If you ever
No, I haven't seen the early.
I've only seen like the later stuff.
I've seen like a few of his early stuff, and I'm like, how?
I'm like, by disrespecting black men.
Yeah,
That's the only reason why he
blew up.
And so when I saw that, and because I know most of the men in my world are mostly aligned with me. They might be as far left as I am now, but like they were comfortable with where I was at, right?
I've heard BJ's Ibmore say this in response to this argument being made by FD Signifier, and it holds weight. Is this conversation, the one he's having now, one that he would have in a barbershop? Would he have it on a gym playing basketball? Would he have this conversation at a bar with some black guys sitting around a counter? He wouldn't. And so he's being disingenuous here because he's essentially saying all of the guys that I know are very liberal and they're not very, I don't want to say Republican, they're not very conservative, when we know that most black men, socially speaking, are conservative. But if you're not that, then you're part of the problem. Again, essentially saying you do not have the right as a black man to disagree or even have your own way of looking at the world. He's essentially saying that as a black man, if you don't fit into the box of the liberal democratic voting guy, then you're essentially a toxic man and you're part of the problem. You're no different from a white man that's wielding power in America. You're just a black patriarch in a different color skin.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
157.
Fresh face out of the shower, just your natural face. On a scale from 1 to 10, what would you rank your
My
looks?
natural face.
Okay, fresh face out of the shower, your natural face. You can't use 7. What would you rank yourself? 1 to 10.
A 6.
Most of the men in my world are mostly aligned with me. They might be as far left as I am now, but like they were comfortable with where I was at, right? And then you see a person like Samuel blow up. I'm like, where's the counterbalance?
Exactly.
I guess it's got to be me.
That's literally the thought process. Because literally,
You're 5'3", 100, a dress size 10, so that's above average weight. 5'3", you should be roughly dress size 4.
They're the ones who are essentially saying, this is what we need to do to save the black community. And so not only are they modeling the behavior that's going to save the black community, but they're taking the stance that if you don't agree with us, then there is not going to be any saving of the black community. You need to come closer to our position than the position of Kevin Samuels. And you can hear their argument against Kevin Samuels, even dealing with his health issues as a black man in America.
Kevin Samuels, around the time like it got so bad, like their kids our generation that was really on that Kevin Samuels shit because it like created that line to like the Tates of the world and everything. So I remember even seeing like when I seen he died and I seen like what the stream would happen, and when I seen what the online discourse was, I was like, I ain't never seen some of you niggas this broken up about like, man, like what are we doing?
It was
the clips that I was seeing is some crazy
It was groups of full-grown men going down the street and marching for this. You would have thought he saved the black community.
I seen like at least 10 to 15 grown ass just online bawling their eyes out because of Kevin Samuels.
It's so sad.
It's
and he was a Republican. A lot of people don't know that.
He was a Republican. I didn't know that.
He's a registered Republican.
Okay.
Wow. Like, what's the problem with that? What does him being Republican have to do with anything? If those are his political views, what's wrong with a black man having his own agency? And that's the beginning of the problem with their argument. Essentially, if you don't agree with their politics, their way of doing things, their views on feminism, black feminism, the fact that the black community is messed up because of black men, even though the majority of black men don't have children, then you're the problem. And it's just very difficult to agree with because, simply put, the guy that they're making fun of, Kevin Samuels, is closer to the average black man than these guys are.
4'6", 125 pounds. Even if I believe you're 157, 160, you're almost 33 pounds, 33% over your ideal target weight. And you have, listen. If you're average to cute looking, if you're below average health from a weight standpoint, and you have 2 children, overall, does that make you below average, average, or above average? Factor all those things in together.
Sad.
It's
and he was a Republican. A lot of people don't know that.
He was a Republican. I didn't know that.
He's a registered Republican.
Okay,
wow. It sounds like. I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense. You hear it if you think about it hard enough, because his core guiding principle was anti-blackness.
Yes.
Just period. And it just so happened, as a black man, he aimed it more at black women.
Yeah.
You know, and
people don't even, and I remember the day he passed on stream, and we were talking about it. You said, I'm not gonna say it. But
What did I say?
You was like that nigga. I think we was. I was trying to be correct.
It's the funny. Let me finish.
No, you good.
Oh, I was literally making my first Manosphere video, and I just finished recording this section on him, and I in something ugly because I was like, I know he's gonna come after me, so I'm gonna just have to go in. It is what it is. And then I literally stop record. I look like this nigga died.
And this is why they are gynocracy warriors. This is a black man who died of cancer. He was married twice. However he passed away, we can pass our judgment one way or the other, but these are black men laughing at another black man who succumbed to cancer, to illness. And they're taking delight in it. And the reason why they're taking delight in it is simple. It's because the women that follow them want to see this. They're not talking about the lives of black men and what black men want in relationships. They're not talking about the angle that Kevin Samuels came from and said he is offering a bargaining chip that many black men are saying they want, and we need to confront this with the people that support us. No, they're essentially saying our audience hated him. He was bad because he didn't agree with us. Bad man, bad. He's bad, bad. You like him, you're bad.
Overall, does that make you below average, average, or above average? Factor all those things in together.
Average.
So why should you get anything over? Then why should you get above average? What do you mean settle for? You should get what you are.
I see millionaires with average women all the time.
They don't have big chest tattoos either, and 2 other kids.
So bullshit. I hear Kevin Samuels die. I'm like, hey, bro, y'all gotta chill. You know, hey, R.I.P. to my this JJ come out of nowhere. That died on a girl or something. I'm like, he like that bitch ass nigga died on a girl.
I apologize for the language. There's really nothing I could do about it, but I wanted you to hear it as it is. Hearing the glee in these guys laughing at the fact that he died the way that he did, and them laughing at the fact that he died with a young lady present. Now, it was a sad day for many people that cared about Kevin Samuels or even cared about black men, but for these guys, the gynocracy warriors, it was a holiday, and it remains a holiday 3 years later. He's gone. The Wicked Witch of the West is done. And it's almost like nothing better could have happened for their own fame and for the ideas that they're pushing, or should I say the future of the black community as they see it.
He's like, all that shit that was talking. It's like one of the funniest clips from
died, like, had a heart attack from like Viagra.
I mean, I don't know the full details. Yeah. First off, listen, shout out to all the black men my age with high blood pressure and heart issues. But he was not taking care of himself. He was such a fraud. It's really wild that like he made a lot of money in that short period of time, but he was in so much debt, credit was so fucked up, and had not really had any of those high value traits to take care of himself. And if you ever watch his streams, he's down in Red Bulls one after the other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's like,
he would just be sitting there drinking Red Bull, drinking whatever. Yeah.
And then you add probably, I don't know what he may or may not have been taking. Yeah. But it don't take much to you know,
and the guilt of dooming your whole community and shit. Like that's not good on the eyes.
He was already talking about like previous health issues. Like I think he had like cancer before. Like,
I think he did.
Yeah, he did have cancer. Yeah, he survived cancer.
Man, I feel like he is kind of, and that entire like aspect of culture is indicative of a lot of like, it's no surprise where we are right now. Yeah. Right?
No. You can hear in this transition of the argument that this gentleman is about to make that essentially he's suggesting that everything was fine before Kevin Samuels, and then he came in and messed the black community up. But you're hearing the conversation they're having about a black man's health. Are they going to get other black men to come and subscribe to their values with this podcast? They are not. And they're missing the boat, even though they're trying to be the best gynocracy warriors they can be. But they're not doing a very good job of it because they're supposed to be recruiting other men. And this is not the way to do it.
It's no surprise where we are right now.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Because
people act surprised like there weren't signs beforehand. It's like, no,
it's
that's not how history works.
That's my thing. It's so incentivized when it comes to not even just like the algorithm. We even see how like TikTok is doing their shit with suppressing stuff now. Like they usually do some shit, but Oracle,
it's greedy. It's crazy now.
Now you see that happening. Right now, it was like stuff like that slop kind of gets like blared out. And especially like in our culture, which is why you see so many like young black men were on that path as well.
Slop. It's very interesting that he calls that slop, because if you speak to some of the matriarchs, the elders, they have a message that's parroting not them, but someone else.
What we are watching on social media, in online culture, and across popular platforms every day is not empowerment. It's not freedom. It's not even confidence. It is public glorification of disorder, sexual chaos, and rebellion. And it is damaging women, misleading men, and confusing the next generation.
There's some good men out there. But what it is now, it's the women. It ain't the men no more. The women going bad.
You gonna flip the script on us?
Yeah, it's the women done going.
You a woman yourself.
I'm a woman myself, but I don't do half the things I see these women do now.
They don't care no more.
Cause that's mean the men don't respect them. That's why. Let me tell you something, Amber. You got to give a man respect to get respect.
You said, so I should just settle for an average guy. And I'm like, you're an average woman. Why should you not get...
I would be settling. I mean,
why would you be settling and he wouldn't? So what would he be doing? Would he be upgrading?
He don't got no money. So if he don't have no money...
You ain't fine enough for no money.
I'm not fine enough for no money.
No.
Everything we want from our men costs money. Everything they want from us just costs us to have a better attitude or a smile. That don't cost us nothing. But we withhold it because it don't go like our fairy tale version of how the relationship's supposed to go. We're sick people. It ain't just him that's got problems. We got problems too. And we the mother. Like I say, we have them before anybody. So if we want a better man, we have to raise a better man.
Looking back on the Kevin Samuels phenomenon, we can all understand what the true issue with the man was. He was a man who chose not to placate to the feelings of the young ladies he was talking to. He told them the truth. He told them what they needed to hear, that the world was going to get colder and that a man that is quote-unquote average will take care of you. But much of the messaging that they're getting is that black men aren't any good and you shouldn't have to settle for any black man that is not at least better than you, quote unquote, by this modern definition, when someone who cared, Kevin Samuels, was essentially telling them, hey, listen, this world that's coming is not going to be anything pretty. You need to get realistic about the way things work and, quote unquote, settle. And you can understand how offensive the idea of settling is, because what a real gynocracy warrior is supposed to do is what you're seeing here in Ikari Warriors. Anyone that's in my way that's going to make me feel bad or not give me what I want or not acquiesce to the reality that I want or need so that I can have a soft landing is an opponent to be dealt with. Either they come to my side and they bow down, or they're a problem and they need to be molded into what I need in my life. Because in many other cultures, and I see it on many occasions in Japan, regular guys get beautiful women that work regular jobs to marry them and have families with them. Of course, it's not happening as much as it used to, but still happens. In the black community, we're still having high value man conversations, not for high value women that are in their early 20s, that are high achieving young ladies or just beauty models, but for everyone. Everyone wants a man making $150,000, $250,000, $300,000 and she has kids or she has a past or she's in her 30s, and it's your job as a high performing black man to say, I don't have anything that I want. I just want to service one of the women of the community because it's my job. And what they don't understand, these gynocracy warriors, is that guys in this young generation, they're not playing that game anymore. It's like watching the game pass these guys by, and all they can do is point at the guy that's supposed to be the bad guy and say, the fact that you listen to Kevin Samuels means that there's something wrong with you, when many guys are saying Kevin Samuels is the first guy that talked to me like a man and said, if I do my job as a man, then I deserve the woman I want. And that's a message that the gynocracy warriors are not ready to deal with. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care.